Thanks for tuning in. As a quick glimpse of this delicate and expensive job to perform, I end up having all 6 injectors replaced. No, I did not do it myself, but after watching how it's done, I wouldn't mind tackling it a second time. Hello you all, I hope y'all are looking good, doing good, and feeling good. I hope your families are doing well. So as y'all can see by the title, I decided to replace my injectors before I took this trip. And did I need my injectors replaced right now? Maybe, maybe not. But my truck right now, 2013 DD15 Freightliner Cascadia, is sitting at 847,563 miles. Could I have went up to 900,000? Probably not. I don't know. I don't know what the future has in store for Trinity, but preventative maintenance has been my best go-to in this situation, and if I could prevent things from happening, so be it. I highly recommend anyone, if you're getting your injectors replaced, try to buy them as a set, because a lot of people end up losing out like maybe a good $1,000 by buying like 4 or 5, considering the circumstances or wherever you buy them from. You could possibly get them at a mom and pops, and it may save you a little something, but saving any type of bread in this situation is like the best benefit. The purpose of the fuel injectors, as y'all can see up there, is extremely important. Have I noticed a difference since they've been replaced? Not entirely, but I know that they're new, and I know that I have a good couple 100,000 more to go when it comes to driving my equipment. Now, with my truck, whatever I can do, I will try to do. And even with changing my airbag, as y'all, I'll be able to upload a clip of it. If I could do it, I would try to. From what y'all can see, this young man was gracious enough to allow me to record and guide me throughout the process. No, I didn't record from start to finish because I didn't want to impose and I didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable, but he literally was guiding me through different steps of what to take if I was to ever replace my injectors on my own, which was so dope of him because certain things that he was discussing I had no clue of. And I feel like the most challenging parts of this process are dealing with the injector 5 and 6 towards the end, because they're wedged in more critical areas, I guess. Some of y'all are probably wondering, if you didn't notice these signs and symptoms that are listed up on the screen, if you wasn't experiencing certain things like that, why did you even put the money towards replacing them? Well, that's a good question. With Trinity pushing like 900,000 miles, high mileage is one of the biggest factors in which I took this step.
What's going here, man?
Injectors, man.
How many you're trying to replace?
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah. You've had yours done before?
I had it done before, but I got a Mac. I took it over to Mac and had them do it.
Okay.
Yep, charged me 10,000. Put all new ones in there, but you get.
What the top of the engine look like. The price of some of the parts, here you have it. Had I not brought the fuel injectors back to Freightliner, they would have charged me a little over $2,200. The pack of 6 ended up being a little over $4,000. The actual labor solely just for the injectors was $1,100. My biggest expense this year. So, Weekend Chronicles. These are either really simple to take off or put on. I've done this twice. It's been frustrating both times. It's leaking in 3 separate spots. This is the other one. It looks not as great neither. Luckily, I had one in my truck. A zip tie for the airline. Scissors to cut the zip tie. This one for when I'm taking out the old one to prop this gold piece upwards. My gloves. And my jack. Right. I wish I did this on camera, but I don't have the patience right now. So now I'm gonna try to prop this with my flathead screwdriver. Either it'll come up or this will be lifted down, but I'm gonna try to go pull it up. So I lifted the airbag upwards. Now I can pull this top down, and there you got it. Yeah, man. Some things you really can do yourself, no lie. This is what the numbers look like. Sometimes you don't have to go to dealership to get certain parts, and it does not hurt to have extra in your truck. When it is stuck like this, the top part is in, the bottom part does not want to go in. We can raise the jack a little bit more and also crank up the truck to build the air pressure so it can be raised a little bit more. Now what I end up doing, I didn't have to turn on the truck, but I just raised up the jack a little bit more. And now I'm going to remove the zip tie. Although sometimes these airbags can be frustrating, I do appreciate them because it's not time consuming. And you have to push it up to where you hear the little snap. Put this right back around it, and voila, your airbag is ready. It's often mentioned it's best to change both bags at the same time, but we just gonna have to improvise because I only got one and the other one will come in due time. One thing I want to add, this stuff right here, oh my goodness, if you exfoliate your body, you know what's up. But this is great to get off grease and exfoliate dead skin at least 3 to 4 times a week. You do not want to overdo it, but I absolutely love this. Tree Hut is a great brand. I was contemplating over some things the other day, and I wonder how many of y'all will be able to relate. Now, you know how we reach certain milestones within our life, whether it's purchasing our ideal vehicle, buying our dream home, paying off our mortgages, our truck notes, acquiring certain investments or skills. Is there still a level of satisfaction that hasn't been met, or a sense of incompletion that still hasn't been fulfilled? I wonder how many of y'all know what I mean. But do what you love what you do, let it work best for you. And I'm going to insert a few clips of my trip to DR. I know everybody isn't really for the travel vlogs, so this will be brief. My sister and I recently traveled to Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. Ended up attending a wedding of good friends of mine since like middle school. The story is, I was asked to be a bridesmaid in her wedding. Initially, I did say no because scenes like that is really not my thing. After a couple weeks of guilt and just like, why not just take the chance, I ended up saying yes, and she was cool about it. And it was a whole vibe out here, especially traveling with this particular sibling. We was on the same type of time. This part of the stay is sped up because, again, the video really isn't about the trip. But from all of the stays I've encountered while traveling, this is by far one of the best because of the service, the peaceful vibes, the food, the scenery, so on and so forth. It was amazing. We stayed out of the resort called Presidential Suites, and it was very sweet. It was a whole jacuzzi in the room and everything. I have never stayed anywhere like this before. Normally, if I'm going somewhere, I'll grab an Airbnb away from everything, but this was a 10 out of 10. Even from the balconies, the hammock, like, you can call someone to come and cook for you. This all-inclusive resort was worth every bit. They had different types of amenities that could accommodate different age groups, especially like for the younger kids, which is always a plus. So like I mentioned before, 10 out of 10. The person who picked us up from the airport is the same individual who dropped us back off the airport. But before we headed there, this man was kind enough to give us a little tour, of what we were unable to see. And he is definitely someone who's about his bread with no issue. We ended up landing upon this souvenir like shop, and they had a lot to offer here as well. Art can speak to us. And for those who do not have an appreciation for art, this isn't applicable to you, but there are certain pieces that stood out. I know some of y'all be wondering, how am I able to really like travel with such a responsibility of having my truck and the maintenance and everything like that? All I can say is really like strategize your finances. Don't let everyone and anyone in your financial business, and try to appreciate the finer things in life, the simple things. No, it wasn't the best time to travel for me, and I know why I'm saying that. It's certain sacrifices that we make that tend to be unquestionable. We come back, get to the grind like nothing really changed. We only live once, and for real, like try to appreciate the simple things in life. Until the next.